Aloha lava, welcome to Measina Treasures of Samoa, where we amplify Samoan culture. Today we are talking about common sense and how things that are common overseas are not always common in Samoa. So when I first moved to Samoa, one of the things that I did not pick up on to begin with was the fact that your food needs to be put away and not left on the bench. So in Australia, in Hawaii, I was always comfortable with just leaving food on the bench and accessing it when it's needed, if it didn't need it to be refrigerated. But if you were to do that here in Samoa, you would quickly find that your food would be covered in ants, eaten by insects. So something that was not common sense to me when I moved to Samoa was putting food in the fridge or covering it when I'm not using it. So bread was put in the fridge, lots of different things all put in the fridge so that it did not get ants on it. And that is common sense things in Samoa, number one. Another thing that was not common sense for me moving to Samoa was the rubbish. So they do have rubbish collections. They don't, however, have wheelie bins like we do in Australia. So your rubbish is bagged up and they put it on a high platform, not under the platform, not on the ground, but on a high platform. So that made no sense to me before, but it did after the dogs got into the rubbish and scattered it all over the place. So putting your rubbish on the high platform for collection is something that is common sense in Samoa, and that is our number 2 common sense in Samoa things to do. Common sense number 3 things to do in Samoa. Things that make common sense in Samoa number 3 is having a cold shower. Not many places in Samoa will have hot water, and that is okay. Having cold showers means that you're saving electricity. It is also meaning that you don't actually need it. The weather is so hot that the cold water is actually quite refreshing. You might need some time to get used to it, but having cold showers is a common sense thing in Samoa to not only save energy and money, but to make yourself more refreshed, because warm showers are great, but if you're getting out and you're still all sweaty, then it's not really helpful. So common sense number 3 in Samoa is to have a cold shower.
If you were planning to travel to Samoa to visit family or just a holiday, learning some Samoan basic phrases can make the trip easier. In the Samoan Basics course, you will learn pronunciation, days of the week, greetings, numbers, amounts, and days of the months of the year. All wonderful things to learn when traveling to Samoa. Our Samoan Basics course is completely online and has a workbook and is only $37. Scan the QR code or click the link in description today.
So in Australia, in Hawaii, I was used to having consistent running water throughout the time that I was there. Our next common sense thing in Samoa is to, it's hot, collect rainwater during the rainy season. Yes, it makes sense to do that from an environmental perspective, but also to save money, and also because Samoa use a filtration system in in their water, for their water, and so oftentimes the filtration system gets overloaded with all of the rainwater during the rainy season. This means that I'm sorry, I don't know if you can hear the chickens, but they're going crazy. But yeah, this means that the water needs more time to settle in the filtration systems for some sort of treatment. So they will often turn off the water for a period of time during rainy season so that they can settle the water so it can go through the filtration system. And this is why you need to collect rainwater, because you don't know, oftentimes there's no oftentimes you don't get notice about if they're turning off the water. So having the water backed up with the rainwater that you collect is very helpful. So you can have showers, so you can cook, all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, common sense in Samoa is collecting rainwater. In addition to the water collection, you also need to boil your water. Yes, there's a filtration system for the treatment of water, but it does not satisfy the minimum requirements for healthy, clean water. So you need to boil your water so that you don't get sick. Yeah. And my final common sense thing to do is to wake up early to do all of the gardening and hard work. In Australia you can garden whenever, but it is common sense in Samoa to do it in the morning or in the late evening where it's cooler, because if you wake up later and you try and do it later, it's much too hot to do anything, especially physical things like gardening. So yeah, common sense in Samoa is to get up, do your vows early in the morning or in the evening where it's cooler, so that you are not so tired and where you can do things more easily. Whakataite lover, and thank you for watching Measina Treasures of Samoa. If you liked this video and you found value in it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and to follow our channel for more videos. Tell me in the comments if there was something that made sense for you overseas that does not make sense for you here in Samoa. Again, whakataite lover and tofa soifua.